Hello, Val Gaming. Hello, Puma. Hello, Double Helix. Hello, Doho. Hello, bros. How y'all doing? Don't mind me. Give me a second. All right. Ah, wait. I'm doing some stuff. Quanford. Hello, Cajo. Hello, Tajo. Welcome, welcome. For some reason, I'm having a hard time hearing. Is it me or I'm like very low in volume? Ah! Thank you for the resubscribe. Puma! Hey, sup? Thank you, thank you. Give me a. Ooh. Okay. When I tap on the mic, I hear myself. Okay, now I hear myself. Alright. I am stuff. Jonathan, you are my. Shut up! I'm doing some stuff. Wukong shows up. I am stuff. No, shut the fuck. Yes, awesome music, awesome Konkidong music. Pretty okay. Hope things are great for you. Thank you so much, Vile Gaming. Thank you. Hello, the Doho. Let me give you a little crumble of shout out. The Doho. There we go. Ooh. Subs are 80 pesos. Yeah. I don't buy subs anymore, and I encourage you all to to maybe hold on the subs if y'all can. I know it helps a lot the artists and stuff, but donating directly helps better instead of subs. So yeah, nobody's obligated to keep your subs up. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Juanford, thank you for the fucking the thing. 3 minutes. Sometimes it takes longer, but hopefully it's less than that. In the meantime, I'll be here. Y'all can hear my voice. I'll turn off my device volume if y'all gonna talk Arcade 2 spoilers. Arcade? Oh, you mean Arcane? Arcane. Arcade 2. Version will be able to wear Nike's shoes on our Fortnite characters. Oh, yeah. I mean, isn't that a thing already? I know that there's a lot of Nike stuff. And you're welcome, Doho. Go check out the Doho. Awesome streamer and also artist and also a cat person. Hell yeah. Oh no. I'm looking at the camera like pathetic, like kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, this is why I give myself some time. Sometimes the I don't know what happens with the computer, but it just messes up. Wish I could pay 80 pesos for a sub. That's all right. No, you don't have to. 80 pesos is a lot. Like that is quite a bit. If it were like 80 pesos for a forever sub, that would be nice. But monthly, I don't condone that. All right, so my the tracking is not working, so let me restart the thing. Hey, Castora, welcome. Wait, also you finally saw Arcane Spider-Boy? Because last time you were like, no, I haven't seen it. So yeah, that's fine. Aha! There we go. Just in time. It took exactly 3 minutes. Computer is not computing exactly. Hello, Mary, bro. No stream Saturday. Hi, bros. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Hunchun Bats live stream where I am a maid, I guess, and I'm here to clean your desks. Look at your desk. It's such a nasty ass like desk. Need to dust that off. Now step aside. I'll stand on your desk and start cleaning it. Yes, I know. It works better if I'm not standing or laying on the desk when I clean it, but I look cool doing it. So. Oh no, my desk is messy. Haven't watched Arcane. Wait, so you haven't watched Arcane, but you don't want spoilers? I mean, okay, I guess that makes sense. But you care. So if we talk about Arcane, you're gonna be like, nope. Let's see. What am I missing? Okay, just checking the chat. No, I cleaned it yesterday. I cleaned it 2 days ago and it's already a fucking mess. Monkey for good for dusting. I am the duster. Queen's gonna mop my desk, laptop include. Oh, I would do that. Oh my god. Oh my god, did I tell you guys when I was little I had a little like keyboard for kids, like, but it was electronic, so it was something that worked with, it had batteries. Yeah, I needed batteries. yeah, it was not the kind of thing you have to connect, but needed batteries, and it was like my favorite thing ever. I was like, what, 5, 6 years old, and one time I had cousins over and they were playing with it, and they got the keys all messy and dirty, and I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I'm gonna wash it, and I wash it like as if it were a dish. I put it in the dishwasher, not dishwasher. I put it in the dish sink, and I started washing it like nothing. And then later, I'm like, wait, why it won't turn on? What happened? Oh my god. Keyboard. Oh, it was I said keyboard. It was a little piano keyboard. Oh nah. Pet detail. Hello, Dragon Nerd. Welcome. Thank you for the pet detail. Ah! Thank you. I'm a bit too much to the side. Let's go. Here we go. Did the keyboard make noises like that? I think it had like animal noises, yeah. But it was not something I've seen. Like, as an adult, I've never seen a keyboard for kids and being like, oh, that's the one I had as a kid. Like, I've never seen it. I just know it was blue. I think, I could be wrong, but I think it had a little dinosaur in it. I don't know. I just know it was blue, and it was like my comfort thing, right? So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna clean it so it's like super cool. Why is it not turning on? What happened? But like, I don't remember in which but not like the Indian lady that put the whole laptop in the dishwasher. Oh my god. I would. Oh my god. I would slap someone. Maybe not the Indian lady, but I would slap someone if that happened. My tail is the duster. Oh no. Sheesh. You're not wrong. Hello, Horizon. Welcome. The Observer. Yeah, he's come to observe y'all. There's gonna be a stream tomorrow. Yes, there's gonna be a stream tomorrow. I said there's not gonna be stream on Saturday because there's a convention. I'm getting ready for that. Ah! Thank you for the bananas. Thank you, Dynamite. Hey, thank you for the glog as well. Thank you, bros. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Where's my glog? Yes, I shouted out the dojo. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Le Horizon. Fine with spoilers, it doesn't bother me. I guess at this point, anyone that really cares about Arcane already saw the Act 1, but I'm still gonna avoid spoilers because, yeah. I guess also, since we're talking about Monkey Kid, I guess let's skip the spoilers at a minimum as well, because I have not seen season 3. I've only seen seasons 1 and 2, and I still don't know where to fucking find the rest of the seasons. That's the only reason why I haven't seen it. Mexicoland, we only have seasons 1 and 2 available. Not even the movie. I saw the movie in a pirated place that no longer exists. So, yeah, I'm so mad. The fucking Monkey Kid, it's like the best show fucking ever, and then, but they're like, no, I don't get. I like. How about the Mexicans can't watch it? Or I guess, I mean, that was the last time I checked. I really haven't had Amazon Prime in a long time. Haven't watched it yet. All right, that's nice. Soon in any stream platform. It's supposedly in Amazon Prime, but last time I checked, it only had seasons 1 and 2. Join the High Seas, possibly? The High Seas? What's that? Oh, the High Seas! Okay, I see. I know what you mean. I see. heard it's on Amazon, but I don't. It is on Amazon, but like let's say it has seasons 1 and 2, but like the first quote unquote first episode of season 1 is a movie. They don't have the movie. The quote unquote season 2 first episode is also a movie, which they also don't have. So it's like, thanks, I've missed pretty much everything. Swaggin! Hey, sup. Speaking of Monkey Kid, here lies oh yeah, like I have 2 little scenes for the reanimated, and today is and the prom is tomorrow. Enjoy the eye patch. Oh hell yeah. You watch all 5 seasons? Oh, you've seen all of Monkey Kid. That's awesome. Oh hell yeah! Thank you for the shout out, Horizon. All right, it's looking sick. Yeah, let me show you the. Where is it? All the way from here. Oh, and it is the episode Macaque. The first episode where Macaque shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, that Macaque voice, like holy shit. I was like, oh no, they did the hot like anti-Wukong character, the 6-year Macaque, like god, and they gave him a sexy voice. Like come on, it's too easy. Why don't you do something more? But then I just hear it and I'm like, oh. Oh, wait, let me see. I just hear him and I'm like, hello. Oh, I forgot that my eyes get, like, when I'm blushing, my pupils get bigger too, if you notice, like. You notice? And I'm like, oh. But sadly, I didn't get to animate Macaque really. I got the neuron activation indeed. I got this little part, but like that's it. This is all that there is. So there's no Macaque, there's no Wukong talking. And I'm like, you know what? I came in late. I guess fair enough. I came in late to the reanimated. So yeah. And I'm like, God, it would have been so cool to have a scene with them. But of course, they were the first scenes that got snatched. And everyone so far is doing an awesome job, so hell yeah. No Macaque with his big form, yeah. So much more to love. Ayo. Yeah. They should really sell the series on DVD once it's finished. It should! And they're not gonna. I know they won't. They don't even sell Lego Monkey Kid things in the Lego stores, like, ever. Hey, Bob Top, welcome. How you doing? Let's see. Okay. Rest in peace to the former Macaque voice actor. Oh yeah, former Macaque voice actor, amazing. Rest in peace. It's really a shame. He was gone so soon. Kid27, hello, welcome. I'm still blushing. Okay, no worries. I'm gonna be blushing the entire time I'm like drawing Macaque being a badass. Oh yeah, but this is the... No, wait, shit. This is the part I made, pretty much. Very simple, very straight to the point, and but pretty much I'm glad I got these scenes because I would not have time to finish them in time if I had anything more like more elaborated. Where do you get up here? What was it? Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you guys. This is the regular render thing. Is it this one? Oh no, wait. This is. Oh shit! I have to open fucking. I came from the Discord. Oh my partner. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I posted the thing. I was hoping to get some support from y'all. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Monkey Kid. If I finish my part before the stream is over, which I don't know. I'm probably gonna be doing Monkey Kid fan art, but today is a Monkey Kid day. Oh, but yeah. So yeah, check this out. This is the you guys already saw it. This is the raw version. This is the version with some sort of like extra like post production. I don't know if you guys do something like that. Can I make it bigger? Just a little speck of light. Aw, yeah. So I made it look like kind of like an anime, you know how they glow around the stuff. So that's the stuff. That's how it looks. This one is finished. This one's pretty much finished. But the one that I'm gonna work on today is the other one. Cool. Thank you, Dynamite. Thank you. Oh hell yeah, 10 stream streak. Hell yeah. But this animation. This is a reanimated project. I forgot who's organizing it, but a reanimated project of the episode Macaque from Lego Monkey Kid. If you're not familiar with Lego Monkey Kid, it's a show about Wukong, but like in the future, and the main character is like the not descendant, but like the one that inherits the Wukong powers, kind of thing. It's looking great. Thank you. Bud. When anyone says Bud, I'm like, Wukong says Bud. And I'm like, aw. Wukong will call me a Bud. Cute. What DaVinci Resolve works? I've been having issues on my end with being using CapCut. I'm not familiar with CapCut, but DaVinci Resolve, I understand it is like, it is odd to get used to, and it still gives me problems, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but I do recommend it because it's technically free. You can pay for it, but for some extra features, but I am mad, I am upset that it's not available for purchase in Mexico. I had my money in my hand, but they were like, no, you cannot buy because you're Mexicano, and I'm like, oh, you piece of, you wanna fight? You wanna see what Mexicans can do when we want something and we don't get it? Really love the animation. Oh, the animation team in Monkey Kid, amazing. Again, I know that in the newest season they switch to a different studio, right? So and maybe some people are like, it's not as cool, but like from what I saw, I only saw a trailer, so I really don't know. From what I saw, like it looks very fucking cool still, but you know. Flying bark, yeah. Hello Dragon, welcome. Modern Journey to the West, but with funny references. Yeah, exactly. I love Cat. In this episode, I saw this episode a second time. The episode Macaque, and like I fucking laughed out loud when there was the what is it? Like at the very beginning of the episode, Monkey Kid tries to fight the giant macaque, but he gets like beaten up and he falls in the position of Yamcha, like the Yamcha death pose thing. And I'm like, oh, I completely forgot about this. That's awesome. Like this thing. And I'm like, oh my god, they did that. That's crazy, because people that probably people that are working on Monkey Kid, they are, sorry about that, I hit the mic very, very harshly. Yeah, they probably grew up with Dragon Ball and stuff, but like it's so crazy because that's my generation, maybe even younger. I am a boomer. I am 205 years old. It looks a bit off to me. At least we get more lore. You know, it's better that they continue it rather than like cancel it, because they're like, oh no, we're gonna be busy with this, so it's on a hiatus, or you've been here the whole time. Oh, sorry. What was that? Sunrise! Oh my god, Sunrise! Hello, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, friend. Actually, an onion is now following me. It smells smelly. Onions. Oh no, I'm gonna start crying. If I start crying, you guys know what happened. And that was scene where the animators literally made MK a baby because he was complaining. Was that in the same macaque episode? Ah! Thank you for the gloves, wagon. Was that in this same episode? I forgot. See, okay, that's also why I love Monkey Kid. It's that kind of show. I watched an episode once and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I watched it twice and I'm like, wait, I totally missed that. And then I watched it a third time and I'm like, oh shit, I missed that too. Like, there is so many like little details here and there. I love it when they do that. Oh, it was a different episode. Okay. Wow. MK, the main character, did a JoJo reference. Oh, holy shit. Hello, Lord. Welcome to the Maze Monkey. Isn't your favorite MK villains obviously 6 year? I absolutely love him. Yes. Hello, audience. Sort of watchable. I love Monkey Kid. Hell yeah. Hello, Pat. Thank you. Thank you for the bunk. Thank you for the 32 months. Holy heck, that's a lot of months. Wait, I'll shoot you out in 2 minutes. Oh, yeah. What is it? The animation is so energetic, comedic, and epic all at once. The animation is so ADHD affectionately. It is true. It makes my ADHD like let's say, okay, no shade on Arcane because they're very, 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 very different shows. But like since Arcane is coming out, Arcane is amazing, incredible. Every shot is amazing. But sometimes my ADHD, like if there's a scene that's a little slower paced, I look at my phone. I look away and start doing something else. But that's just me because I'm an iPad kid, I guess. No, not really. I am. I am over 30. I am an old monkey. So, but I kind of need stuff like Hoonspray, like exactly. Feels good to pet a 2D monkey. Yes. Oh, pet. Ah! Thank you for that. Wait, where's the pet? Oh, you're in the room. Okay, sorry. Holy shit. Ah! Alright. I'm gonna join a Horizon. I'm gonna tell him about the wonders of... Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. I love that Discord doesn't understand that my voice is a human voice when I'm like, ADHD brain be like, but yeah, no, again, like I was saying before I joined this, Arcane, amazing show, like all the praise and everything, but it does have slow scenes because it needs the slow scenes. They build the character, but like for example, season 2, episode 1 was a lot slower, but because it needs to. If it were faster, it would be like off. But also a lot of shit happened. But a lot of it, I was looking away. I was looking at my phone. I was like browsing Twitter, browsing Blue Sky and stuff. And I'm like, who am I? Why am I doing this? Well, because my ADHD brain needs movement. But when it comes to Monkey Kid, holy shit. I never look away. Like always there's something happening. Oh my god, that's the TikTok effect and I am so mad. I am one of them. Anyway, I'm gonna join the art room. Gonna join my friend Le Horizon.
Hello there.
Hello. Say something? Oh. Okay, you guys can hear him, right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, I don't hear me on the stream.
You don't hear you on the stream? Homeforce says they can hear you.
Oh, now I do.
Okay. I'll be having a birthday in the upcoming month. December 5th? Oh, nice. That is very close. What if Lego version of Black Myth? I know Lego won't like it, but come on, it sounds cool. Okay, listen, I don't like the Lego style, honestly. Lego Black Myth. What was that? Thank you! Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Oh my god, the subs are so expensive. Fucking hell. Thank you, thank you.
That's why I gave only one.
We hear you. The Onion also says that they hear the Onion. Oh my god, I remember the news like show thingy. Oh god.
Oh, they're still around, the Onion, yeah.
I hate that I will have to rack my brain 100 times over when I'm leaving sometimes. That's alright. Thank you for the bonk, Pat. Also, it seems that I got bonked and I got hit by something at the same time because of the sub. So I didn't register that there was also a bonk. Did I do your pet? I don't think so. Let's see. There was a throw banana, big glug, pet the monkey. Oh, that was 20 minutes ago? Oh shit! I did a pet the tail, but like right before that. Holy shit! Thank you. Ow! So 18 months. Hell yeah! Thank you so much, Lord. Welcome. How you doing, Lord? We miss you.
I was gonna say there is enough room if you're feeling up for it. I understand, Laura, if your social battery's low, but I can make a spot for you. We'd happily have you if you're feeling up for it. Let me just make sure that if you, let me just make sure that there's a spot open.
Thank you for the pet, by the way. Sorry, I forgot. I'll be 26 in January. Oh, oh my god, Puma, you're gonna be 26? Oh my god, like, I remember when Puma joined and he said he was like, what, 23 or something? And I was like, time has passed. Oh, thank you for the save, which, by the way, I've not done anything. I am so sorry. I'm just so excited to just be here with y'all.
I'm just also I am trying to quickly tell you that my voice is once again coming out like really rough.
I don't know why. I don't know why that happens, because it's not the case if I'm listening to you through a different, like, hearable device, like from a different headphones.
Yeah, and you said you hear me clearly, but I sound like I'm coming in like, hello, I'm here to talk to you about animatronics.
Yeah, like the guy from the. Oh no, it's secretly you. Yeah. Getting ripe. Oh my god, you're reaching your 30s in 4 years, Puma. Holy shit. Was the onion trend referring to Shrek explaining onions or something? Oh, was the onion? Oh my god, you're too young. You don't need to know.
I'm just sitting there being like, everyone's like, man, I'm so old, and I'm sitting there being like, I'm almost 40.
Yeah. Turned 29 2 weeks ago. I refuse to believe I'll join the 30 gang next year. Sheesh. Oh my god. You know, there's a certain comfort in just the fact that my friends are also turning 30. Like I'm not the only one. You know, like hell yeah.
Anyway, I made it so that if you feel up for it, Laura, you and Griffin could join. So, I remembered that I forgot to tell you something yesterday.
Oh?
I saw a fire yesterday.
A fire? The fuck?
Yeah. So, I visited some friends. I'm fine saying I'm in the Greater Bay Area, which means you can narrow me down to one of 9 million people in California. And I visited a small town called Alviso on the southern end of the bay itself. And I'm heading towards there because I've always been curious about the town. It's a little ancient town that used to be like part of a shipping ferry area. And I just saw a giant plume of smoke just as I'm getting close to it. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh.
And there was just an RV in the middle of the park on fire.
Oh, yikes.
So I was just like, oh. the weird part is, I think this is happening a lot because I can't find any news about it. So I'm sure they're going, did I imagine it all? Because remember I told you that a lot of my dreams are just normal days?
Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm so tired is I had today twice, it feels like. I had a dream that I had a normal day at work that was kind of stressful and I worked more time, and today it was kind of stressful and I worked more time. It wasn't the same, but it was the same mood.
Oh hi, you're all the way down there. Oh gosh, that's exhausting.
Welcome to why generally I don't have dreams, but when I do, people are like, what are your dreams like? I'm like, a normal day.
Yeah.
It's kind of, well, it's usually that. Every once in a while it's weird. But the reason I knew that it wasn't a real day was just I had to check the calendar. And the other day went too fast. So I was like, I guess this isn't real? I don't know. And then I woke up this morning, I was like, ah, today's the real one. I feel worse.
Oh gosh. Oh wait. Okay, say something again.
Hello.
Okay, you're not picking anymore, thankfully. I think.
What did you change?
I had you at 200% on Discord.
Any reason why?
Because for a long time I couldn't hear you. I guess, what is it? I guess it's when we do Discord calls like on a regular day. Like, you sound very low in volume, so I just boost you up. But right now you sound normal. Like, now you sound normal.
Okay.
Someone forgot to turn off the oven. Oh no, los frijoles.
The funny part is, we have a newer microwave that actually now does interfere with the calls.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard of that.
So our friend got the microwave oven problem fixed, and then I gained it around the same time.
I want to make it so the hands kind of stay in place, but it's a bit too difficult. So I'm just gonna do frame by frame like the good old cartoonists back in my day.
Back in my day, we used child labor to fill in all the blanks.
No.
Did you know that it wasn't okay? It wasn't necessarily that, but like that's one of those things that we're now finding out was like.
But he celebrated it
a huge number of women worked in the early animation industry, but it was almost all like, "All right, I've done it. Now you fill in all the color."
Let the others grow old, not me.
All right, sorry.
W.
So for a while you were talking at the same time as Roca was talking. Let's see. Macaque's voice actor is having a 30th birthday tomorrow, but he celebrated it earlier on stream. So I made a joke to him from the Friends sitcom of Joy shouting out, "Why God, why we had a deal? Let the others grow old, not me." See, you thought it was funny. The voice actor of Macaque does live streams. That's awesome. Got another monkey video? Hell yeah. Wait, baby Pat. Yeah, Pat is one of the youngest. No, but you're not the youngest. There's people that like are younger even, so that's fine. But yeah, sorry. So you were saying? So I don't know.
I've forgotten what I was talking about.
I don't know how to make it so like you can also hear Roca when he's talking because yeah, like it gets weird because then like I don't hear either of y'all. Damn it. See, you is a VTuber? He's a VTuber? Oh, that's awesome. Holy shit. But yeah, you were talking about your dreams. Like in, like someone was on fire.
Well, no, the fire was a real thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Don't know what happened, but I saw that and I was like, oh. Oh man, it was one of those moments where you just like, anytime you're feeling like, man, life is rough, and then I'm like, I'm doing fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not bad. Like, it still sucks,
Good.
but not terrible.
Good. Yeah. The important part is just do the best you can with what you got and keep trying.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I met CU when he was known as Kagi. Huh. I am very behind on this knowledge. I am ashamed of myself. He's married to his spouse who pronounced they them. They're a VTuber to a fairy. Oh, okay. I'm like, he's married to his spouse. I mean, yeah, I'm also married to my spouse. Like,
Usually one is married to one's spouse.
if you're not
Now, we're
married
not
to your
saying that there can't
spouse,
be.
yeah.
I'm not saying that there can't be other arrangements, but that is the norm, as it were.
You share a server with him? That's awesome. Holy shit.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah,
Hello, Lord. I hope you're
there's the
doing all right.
lore. Sup.
I
Oh,
think I might be a little quiet on your stream.
let's see.
Let me check.
But how are
Okay.
you doing today?
I'm pretty balanced, I guess.
I can hear you about this. Oh, your volume is at maximum, actually. All right.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, so yeah, it's a good thing I lowered Carl's volume too. So good.
All
I
right.
love how we've got normal size me, normal size Carl, big monkey.
Of course. I'm
mean,
wearing
you are
a
the star
dress.
here.
I am wearing a dress too.
Yeah.
Hey, turtle and
The man
potato.
is dressed.
Sup.
I will also say Griffin's not home and won't be for another couple of hours, but
Yeah, I just
When
wanted
we-
to make it open in case.
yeah, and we can let him know about that.
Yeah.
My God. This has been a fucking week.
Oh,
Yep.
what a week, huh?
It's been a
Tuesday.
couple of fucking weeks. But I will say this week, personal medical information for everyone out there, but I got an MRI and it's not cancer. At least I don't think it is.
Okay, that's a
Okay.
good thing.
Yes, that's a
what
good-
happened?
However,
Well, again, medical stuff, and I brought this up in the first place, and if it makes people uncomfortable, I'm happy to stop. So I went to go look at some hip pain, because I've been dealing with hip pain for the longest time. Went in for an MRI. The MRI revealed that there was nothing necessarily about the joint in my hip, but they noticed that there was a growth on my ovary. So then I got
Oh,
kicked
damn.
to an ultrasound, and that ultrasound said, there's some stuff here, but let's do an MRI on this region.
Mhm.
So I just had that MRI on Tuesday. And I just got the results today, and again, it has to, wait until, like, my actual primary care physician gives the information a look-see, but from what I can see, not only are all of the growths all benign, so it's non-cancerous, yay!
all right.
Mhm.
They also discovered what might be actually causing things like the hip and lower back pain, which is a disc slightly disrupted. I don't know how intense it is.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah. Well, at least there's a direction. That's good. And it's at least also showing that if there is a problem, it's not the worst problem. That's also good.
oh yeah. So yeah, no, so it's a deep personal history time, medically speaking. Now, I'm just saying it's good news. I am relieved to hear I can't say all of it, but I am relieved to hear that it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, but like it's one of those things that contextually I've been dealing with pain for a long while, but like not necessarily having a diagnosis for it, it's just been pain. Now I have a diagnosis for it, so nothing changes except now I have a name and also it can be a treated thing.
Okay, okay. Knowing is
So it's
half
like
power.
nothing has changed except now I know it. I know what it is.
Yeah.
To quote Dan Avidan, to be able to name your demon is the beginning of banishing it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a good spot today. I also got a haircut recently.
Oh, nice.
My hair looks a lot more like my avatar again.
Ah,
I
hell yeah.
lost like I had almost a foot of hair cut off.
Oh, that's a lot.
It was very long. Thankfully, I was just like, you know what, this has too many split ends and it doesn't look great, so I'm going to chop it the fuck off.
Yeah, fair enough.
So now I look like a little more like my avatar. I don't have yellow eyes, and I'm not that thin.
Yeah, Onion and Puma say that at least it's not cancer. Sometimes though, when like I have a problem, like I've had like a lot of medical journeys this year, but a lot of times it's like hell yeah, it's not what the doctor said it might be. Then what is it? So like I need to like do more shit. It's like
Process
okay.
of elimination, but
Yeah, it's annoying, but yeah.
I mean, it gets you there in the end.
Yeah. Eventually, but come on. I just want to be okay.
No, I gotcha. Believe me, I understand. And he might have been talking about I think it's specifically like his OCD, because knowing that it was likely the OCD that was driving the depression stuff, helped him to be able to define it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things, was just like, I just remember, again, that kind of like that thing where it was during the Wind Waker series, and Dan was like, this is ridiculous. We're we're just randomly screaming at each other, laughing about sharks, and then having deep philosophical conversations about our, like, torment one after another. What is this show?
Oh yeah, that was them figuring out, okay, this is whatever we want it to be.
Yeah. Because that was early on with Dan, where they're like, what are we really? And then it's just Dan being like, let me tell you a weird story that it's just my personal thing. And Aaron be like, you know what? I'm here for it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the show is a mix of things, often stupid. And I say that, like, it's stupid affectionate,
Yeah.
They make terrible decisions, but they are funny. I will give them that. Although I watched their Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 playthrough. Now Aaron is just never paying attention to shit. He just does not.
I love
and that means that he missed all of the plot stuff. He missed important visuals. He talked over instructions that he needed to know and then complained about it. It was Aaron. It was peak Aaron, and none of the plot came through. And they get to the end, and Dan asks, "Well, what was that about?" And Aaron being like, "I don't know." And it's like, guys, like, I'm not going to defend Poppy Playtime, but I'm not a defender of it. But there was actually Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 was actually the best the writing has actually been, and they didn't pay a single fucking nod of attention to it, because Dan is always a free-floating, cloudy mass where he is. He pays attention when he's engaged, but, he'll often not pay close attention to things.
Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Hey.
Oh my god, that's... Turtle
Chapter
is
3 is great.
Turtle is like, Aaron missed things in a video game? No!
Say it isn't so!
Oh shit.
Say it isn't so. Yeah, so. I've watched the Poppy Playtime playthroughs, just a couple of people playing through. Chapter 3 is, like I said, their best writing, which is not exactly a tall bar to pass, but they got there anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You alright?
Yeah, it's a hiccup.
Oh, alright.
His design is still the creepiest. Yeah, the smiling critters were, like, perfect fan bait, and they got that. The problem is that pretty much all of the people who made that chapter good have left the team.
Huh.
And it was because the working conditions were unacceptable, and the people at the top wanted to do things that the actual, like, creators of the game did not agree with.
Isn't that an indie game?
It is.
Yes.
Alright.
Welcome to the major problem that's kind of permeating a lot of the industry, honey, which is from top to bottom, from massive quadruple A all the way down to indie, there's a constant issue of leadership not knowing how to, like, interact with humans.
Mm-hmm. So, they're trying to, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a drop in quality in Chapter 4, which they're already advertising with basically a clone of the breakout hit of Chapter 3, which is the Smiling Critters. And now they're making the Nightmare Critters. And it's just like, you cannot be more blatant, like that you're trying to do the exact same fucking thing again, but you don't know what made it work in the first place.
I'm just now imagining, like, that the you go into the room where the guy that's in charge of it, and he's like looking at a wall, and there's all these like strings everywhere, and he turns towards you and goes, "How does game?" And you're like, "Sir, you already kind of made one." Yeah, but we tried the YouTube and the NFTs, and nothing's working. Sir, have you tried making game?
Damn.
Huh.
That's a weird thought. Why would you think that? Why would that be your suggestion? I mean, honestly, I think of my brain immediately fucking hopped to Materia Collective, which is so fucking funny. No, I was saying, Poppy Playtime has improved for Chapter 3, and then all of the people that improved it left. Yeah. And I know this. I know this for sure. This isn't... I can't say definitively, like, directly, but I know one of the people who is directly involved with, connected with those folks, and he has explained, no, they all fucking left because it was fucking terrible. The conditions that they were working under. So, you can expect to see a drop, I think. That's my bet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they brought in people who can also still make it good. Chapter 3 was good. Chapter 4 most likely will not be. Or you will feel a significant difference in the quality. You will notice that things have changed. And, no, and I know where some of them went.
Oh.
I know that some of them went to work on Indigo Park, the game that a friend of mine helped make.
Hell yeah.
Indigo Park pretty much is like, all right, we see all the work you guys have done. Very nice try. Now let's do it properly.
Well, no, they were working on the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
They were brought in on, like...
Yeah.
They did actually put out an update recently, which did some, like, textural improvements and things along those lines. I say recently, it was, like, a couple of months ago. But it even improved some of the things that people had been complaining about it. And it's looking good for Chapter 2. They have been continuing their work on that, and they are very excited to get that out.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Indigo Park Chapter 2. Like I said, I can tell you they're very excited to bring that out. But yeah,
Yeah.
so because I
Later,
am
troll.
friends,
Oh.
yay.
Indigo Park and all these other games are everything that I don't like, except for Indigo Park is cool enough a concept that I'm like, I hate horror. I am reading about Indigo Park, like, this actually has an interesting story to me. I can't interact with it without problems, but I can sure as hell be curious.
Like, I don't know what future chapters are going to hold, but I do know that the jump scares in the first chapter are actually pretty minor, and for the most
Yeah.
part it really is like you don't have to do too much extensive puzzle solving. It's more of like, a testing of the waters, but the focus um is definitely on the characters and the mascots themselves, really truly bringing out the mascot part of mascot horror.
Exactly. It's like they made character. That's
Well,
the sad
they
part. So
no, sorry, go ahead.
the entire reason why I find Indigo Park interesting, whereas almost every other form of mascot horror falls on its face, is because every other company is like, wouldn't it be interesting if blank but scary? And then Indigo Park says, okay, we're going to use mascots as a way to tell a story. Everyone else
And
forgot the story part.
and it's a love letter to Disney. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's actually, this is very much, it's not just what if Disney but dark. It's there's darkness inherent in Disney just
Yeah,
with what they do. Um but let's explore that, and thoughtfully and meaningfully,
yeah.
and what would happen if they did this path. I will say that with Molly McCaw, by the way, like there was always signs of what was going on. Some of her dialogue, if you ever get the chance to listen to it when she's spoilers, I guess, when she's chasing you, um is, she repeats the things that have been said to her, including things like get back in the cage and shit like that. And
Mhm.
in Rambley's Rush, if you, I mean, it's been there from the beginning, but if you go to a particular spot, like under the platforming, it's a little trickier to get to, but you can actually find a Sprite Molly in a cave, or in a cage. I'm sorry, my mouth be working. So that stuff has been there the entire time.
Yeah.
I think they might have made it a little bit more prominent,
Good night,
including.
Wangford.
Night,
See
I
you.
Wanda.
See you
take care,
around.
Wangford.
I'll stream tomorrow.
But so I will say, um, yeah, I think they also added some additional things, like if you complete like the poke, uh, the tiny Ramblies, um, there's like little bonuses that they've been. But this is the thing, the story has functionally been already outlined and largely written. They are writing to the story that has already been largely determined. If there are tweaks along the line, that's normal, revision happens, but it's not going to be like, let's make this up as we go. It's, we know where we're going with this. It's just a matter of how to express it. And so many of these release by chapter games release them on the basis of, we're going to make shit up as we go.
Really?
It's like, that's not good storytelling.
Yeah. It goes as well as you can think.
But I know how much of a passion project it is. I remember seeing, because I can't blame people for being skeptical when it comes to the video game industry, but I have seen people who saw the success of the Kickstarter as well as the makeshift campaign and the new merchandise that have been coming out, and they're like, well, what are they doing with all of this money? Like, why do they need to sell merch if their Kickstarter made 5 times its original goal, etc.? And they're like, why aren't they telling us what they're doing with their money? And I clarified to this person, because it was a whole video and they were like, I'm really skeptical about this. I think there's something sketchy. I think they're doing this for the money. And it's just like, yes, they are making a video game for the money, because it is a good idea to make money and to have money on hand when you're trying to make something of quality. But by the same token, they're not sacrificing quality for it. These people want to make this their living as opposed to something they do in addition to their day job. And so the money that they're getting right now is the difference between having to work on it piecemeal in between working a day job and being able to commit to it full time and to make sure that it becomes the full product that it needs to be. And I even pointed out that there were like a lot of hidden fees, both for Kickstarter as well as Makeship, as well as, the merchandising. So they're not getting the whole amount. Like if you paid them $30, they're probably only actually going to see at best like $15 out of it. Out of that $30, like in terms of how much the fees eat out of things, as well as the Kickstarter, they have to make some of the physical goods. For example, things that are like art books and things that are physically signed, and that those have to be shipped around to the various voice actors and whatnot. There are costs that they're usually pretty transparent about. I understand the skepticism, but it was just like, this is actually one of the cases where the monetization is proportional to the work that they're doing. Not working is with that. Yeah. I'm very passionate about this because, again, my friend is on the creator team, like literally one of the big three who are driving the narrative and story and all of that.
Ooh,
and so I get protective of it.
They did a damn good job.
They did, and we're definitely looking for. The VA for Rambly has been so hype since like is overwhelmed to see the popularity of this game, and is kind of like, oh shit, that's a lot of people who've heard my voice in this role now. Shit.
Is anything wrong with that?
No, he's excited. He's gone from, oh my god, people know who I am now, to like legitimately being excited to see what's coming up with things. Zelda, please stop. Zelda. Meow. Honey. Baby. Hey. I have captured my baby.
You have captured. I'm proud of that one.
You should be.
I know you are.
Yay.
Zelda. Can you at least purr for the mic? Is that coming through at all?
No.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, same my
Did you get attention? Okay. All right, princess. Come on. Zelda. My cat is so passive aggressive. I love her.
But
No, there's not really a but. It's more just I love her, and that also means that I have to care for the things that come with caring for a cat. So.
oh yeah. So no but.
No but. Well, I mean her butt.
Nice. Kitty butt. Meow.
Nice.
Nice.
So it looks like my computer stuff just arrived.
Nice.
Aw.
So I ordered. It's been a while since I even. I ordered some parts to upgrade my computer. And that includes a new graphics card, a new power supply, some additional memory, as well as an additional SSD hard drive.
All right.
So, the graphics card is apparently an insanely good one. I mentioned it to one of my tech savvy friends, and their reaction was, "Ooh,
Hell yeah.
bendy." That's all I'll say on it.
Bendy's being a big one. Well, we'll give these guys props. What they learn when they take high road.
Yes.
Oh boy, Bendy. I like Bendy.
I think it had a lot of potential as a concept. I haven't seen much of the rebuild of it, but unfortunately it's a case of it got bigger than its britches and then didn't. It was another case of not writing out the whole story ahead of time, and so making it up chapter by chapter, which needed to be addressed with a through line.
Isn't there gonna be a Bendy movie too at some point?
What isn't going to be made into a movie?
My companion Roca.
You say that.
For
You
now,
say
it's only
that.
a comic, which please keep it that way. I mean, an animation would be awesome, but not a movie. Oh my god, a live action like the Sonic movie, but like the old like the bad Sonic looking one. Let's go. Oh my god.
What
Let's
the
see.
heck?
Yeah, for those who don't know, My Companion Roca is my webcomic, and it's it's on my website, getrise.com. Webtoons and tapas as well. It is about a kid and his monkey companion that has like a magic fire powers, and yeah, it totally covered your faces with the banner. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
no, that's fine.
Get Mike
Yeah,
Wazowski.
Doo, doo. But yes, no, check out My Companion Roca. It is an excellent comic with very interesting characters, including the one on screen right now, sitting over in the corner all by himself. Weird creep that he is.
he's just here to watch. Yeah,
He's vibing.
you're vibing. It's vibing time. Oh,
Don't.
like it's oh, I love that when Roca, my companion Roca, say it's Roca time.
My god.
He probably would say that. Well, rocking time? Oh no, that's even worse. It's rocking time. Woo! They're gonna make a live action Bandy. I can see the Bandy visions.
That's the thing, is like, for me, a lot of horror has the issue that, and this is the thing, this is a very me thing. Some people are like, I watch it for kind of like, I want to see just somebody get murked. For me, I'm like, I really don't like gore, and I really don't like getting startled, because I get enough of the second in real life, and I've seen the first and don't like it. But the horror that actually makes me like, wow, this is actually an interesting story, are the ones that don't fall immediately for the idea of, let's be gross or let's be shocking. It's the, let's make me think and stay up going like, oh, what does this mean?
Yes.
Oh, God.
That is the kind of horror that I absolutely I do not like gross out stuff. I hate jump scares. But when you get something that you get scared in the moment, and the more you think about it, the more scared you get. Like the more like the existential element of it, of like, oh, oh, this was even more than I thought. There are so many layers to what I just saw.
Hey, dear games, welcome, welcome.
Yeah. Oh,
Hello, DR. And that's like
It's
one of those
Roking
things which is
time.
like,
Give me a banana.
I've learned a lot about the lore out in the Bendy world outside of the game, and I'm like, why didn't you put this in the game?
It's rocking time.
It's like one of the reasons why I have so many trouble with the new Star Wars, which is they're like, oh, well, to explain all these things, we put it in the supplemental stuff. I'm like, why couldn't you put like that in the movie and then expand it? I think supplemental stuff is just that, supplemental.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And I think a major issue for a lot of studios is that they'll have a lot of cool stuff that's like on the cutting room floor that I'm sitting there being like, maybe you did cut too much.
Zelda, my honey, my sweetheart. Also, there's no way that you could have like heard it. I put a text to speech of
Yeah.
it's roking time.
Yes. I
Give
heard
me a
it.
banana. I saw you heard. So that was why I was giggling as you were talking, Carl. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. Just tell me. Yeah. Okay.
It's rocking time. Oh my god. Yeah, he would totally say that.
Hey. Hey. Hey, stop. You stop.
Oh, but yeah, like a horror that I saw recently that I really enjoyed was Markiplier's show. You guys seen it? Heard of it? Slash? Edge of Sleep, it's called. It's pretty much like you fall asleep, you die. That's the epidemic, I guess, quote unquote. But like it ends. I mean, well, okay, spoilers, I guess, but go watch it because it's very cool. It really made me think. It really made me think a lot. But I guess spoiler, it has an open-ish ending, but it's the kind of thing, yeah, that makes you think. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna sleep tonight, but I slept. I slept anyway because I was tired. Holy shit. But yeah, also I thought fucking watching that show would have been so so distracting, the fact that it's motherfucking Markiplier. But no, he's such a good actor that like he's just in his role, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Dave. Like instead of Mark, it's not Markiplier, you know, kind of thing. He's a really good actor, surprisingly. Holy shit.
No, he's an excellent actor. He has the ability to go between comedy and like you can tell that he has a love of horror because he portrays it really, really well.
And he portrays it not just as, "Baha, I spooked you." He portrays it as, like, if you listen to his podcast, he'll use the unsettling music stings very effectively in his podcast, or just like when he's talking about other things. It permeates the unease that he often feels in his day-to-day life. He does an excellent job. He's a classic example of the guy that made Resident Evil was like, "What? How'd you make such a scary game?" "I'm scared of everything."
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Fatal Frame. Like, for me, that game is fucking horrifying, and a lot of people are terrified of it. But like, okay, belief in ghosts or otherwise, this is one of those, whatever. But that game is very consistent with a lot of people's experiences with ghosts, where it's not all jump scares. You get the jump scares, sure, but the thing that makes it scary is just the way that these spirits are stuck where they are and how they got stuck, like all of the darkness that's around it, and the fact that, again, these spirits might pick up on your existence and maybe there's some malice there, but like it's just the way that I don't know how to define it, honestly, but there's the creator has gone on to explain that it is based on his real world experiences with ghosts. Now, Again,
Mhm.
take that all with a grain of salt about whether or
Yeah.
not you actually believe in the presence of ghosts, but at least it's true to his experience. It's based on his fears. The kind of atmosphere that he's been in when experiencing, ghostly apparitions and whatnot.
Yeah,
Hey,
and that's
Joak.
Joak, welcome,
a,
welcome.
a
Hey.
major issue I think that a lot of horror writers have is that horror writers that do not themselves have a fear often are not able to explain or convey to the audience why they should be afraid. So they have to be like, "Oh, it's because it will kill you." Whereas,
Boo.
like, excellent horror, I will always be like, Coraline is such a good movie because
Ah,
it makes you
yes.
look at a pair of buttons and be afraid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love
You
Coraline.
look at a pair of buttons like, oh no.
Oof. Yeah, I love that.
That's just it. Horror is very much an expression of something going on with the creator of it, something that is explained by using monsters or using some sort of figure or some kind of frightening element to it, something that is existential on their part.
Yeah.
If you just try to write, ooh, scary thing, then all you're gonna get is, oh, that was creepy. Okay. Like, it's not gonna have the same kind of impact.
A good
Yeah.
example, again, I can't look at horror directly, but I can look at it from the side.
Yeah.
The difference between Amnesia the Dark Descents horror and A Machine for Pigs horror
Hmm.
was the fact that the Amnesia the Dark Descent is as one person put it, it's kind of it's a lot of scary but a little bit goofy at times because it is scariest when the monster isn't visible, you're losing your mind, you're hiding, whereas if you're actually up against the monster, it's just kind of goofy looking if you look at it because the graphics, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the annoying part is that you'll just die, and so you're just like, ah, oh, crap, okay, I gotta run into this thing multiple times. Whereas A Machine for Pigs was able to make the monster horrifying, but because they couldn't get the tone right, they had a problem of like the monster itself became quite terrifying, but everything else was just kind of cartoonish, which was like spoilers for a old game. In the first game, in both games, you find out you've done horrible things and that you've wiped your memory trying to like atone for it because you're like, I've done too much. I'm a horrible person. The difference, though, was that in A Machine for Pigs, it was like in the original Dark Descent, your character becomes a torturer of people and is like a horrible person, but they got to there. Whereas in A Machine for Pigs was you became owner of a factory and just started feeding people into the machinery immediately, and
Right.
it completely fucked up the tone. And I think that's one of the major things. Horror done well doesn't just build tension, it guides the viewer or the person watching the horror along the path of this is how the horror thinks. Whereas like a slasher film is and then they fucking die and you're like, yo, they died. And if
Yeah.
you
Right.
aren't doing yeah, if you're not doing it correctly, it almost becomes comedy.
Yeah.
I can't laugh at it, but there is an entire form of comedy called dark comedy where you're like,
Mm-hmm.
and that well like um Hot Fuzz.
Yep.
I saw that one movie once and I'm traumatized still. It is a good movie. I cannot watch it again. But the entire point is it is so over the top. You're like, oh, it's a comedy.
Well, and like, it's a comedy, but again, this is the thing. Both comedy and horror, the element that they both need is timing and atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You need to believe in the world as it is in order to have your expectations subverted, that is both the core of comedy and horror. You need to have an expectation subverted. We become
Yeah.
scared in horror because the status quo gets changed, and we become, amused in comedy because we expect one outcome, and oops, here's the surprising interpretation of it that went the other way. That's why puns have been a staple of humor for the longest time. But I love Hot Fuzz because I've always got like, and Shaun of the Dead for that matter.
Yeah,
Um,
both are great. I can only see them once. I'm like, I can never again watch them.
yeah, and that's understandable because yeah, it does in fact, like, when it gets real, it gets really real, and to be able to pull that off when you've spent an entire movie being funny, haha, and with like the little nods and moments of like, oh, um this is actually kind of like
Deeply
unnerving
fucked
and
up.
creepy and unsettling, to suddenly go from like, haha, they're having an argument, to oh shit, um that's a zombie, or oh shit, one of them just died in the middle of having an argument. That's a little too fucking real right there. Things along those lines. uh I I I I fucks with that. Um but I mean, it comes down to, it's like the difference between um Slender the Arrival and the likes of Marble Hornets and Everyman Hybrid and like all of these other groups, where they get the pacing right, they get the building of atmosphere right. Um, versus a video game that was that was made to capitalize on this internet trend.
Yeah,
Same thing with the movie, actually.
I think that's one of the major things right now is the fact that I think the reason why mascot horror really took off, as one person put it, is it is scary, but scary in such a way that it doesn't get a mature rating.
It's
So,
also, it's scary in a nostalgic way.
Yeah.
yeah, so it has the ability to capitalize on a maximum audience, and there is a large number of kids that are like, "Yo, I want to see a scary thing." I hated that, but most of my friends would love it when I was younger,
Oh
and
yeah.
recognizing that and just being like, "Yeah, there's just an audience ready to be frightened because they like the thrill," is there.
But that's it. I mean, ultimately, the core of it is, to everything that we've been talking about regarding this, is there has to be a core of someone who cares about the message they're telling.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is working through a personal experience, one way or another, whether it's like a friend or they themselves are dealing with something, and they're abstracting it in such a way that it's not like talking about depression so much as
Mm-hmm.
talking about some of the symptoms of depression and how they can be actually monstrous.
Yeah.
It's about building empathy through the use of some external force.
Yeah. And another interesting point is the fact that I think the reason why I come down kind of hard on most mascot horror is because there's so goddamn much of it right now. It used to be zombie movies were everywhere. Now it's mascot horror. In the
Yeah.
past it was more like jump scare games, and it too shall pass, and the best ones will be remembered, and I'll be a little bit less annoyed with it because it isn't so common.
Yeah, it's the same of the hyper exposure effect. When you
Yeah.
see it everywhere, it not only loses the meaning, but see, and I say this, I love zombies as a genre. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I am aware of exactly the effect you're talking about, especially when you get people who go, Like, they're scary because they're monsters, right? And it's like, no, they're scary because they're us.
Also, the fact that I am phobic of them, and a lot of people's response to me being like, "Can we please not?" was to try to put on the movie anyway, then be shocked I would walk out.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry that.
Yeah, I'm
See,
like, "Can we please not do this?" And someone turns it on, and I'm like, "Okay, then I'm gonna go." And they're like, "Why are you leaving?" I'm like, do I actually have to explain this?"
it's like, you want to do the thing, and you're not going to respect that I don't want to do the thing, so I'm doing the other thing that
Yeah.
the only other option here. Yeah, no, I there's a way to do zombies right, and there's a way to do it wrong. Train to Busan fucking nails it. From the start to finish, that movie, if you want a good zombie movie, which you do not, Carl, I'm not talking to you about this. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
completely understandable.
directed at the audience, if you want to see a good zombie movie, Train to Busan is so fucking good. It is absolutely what the zombie genre should be, and why it, strikes home for us. Um, and if you're not into it, then don't watch that movie. It's very
Yeah.
good at being a good zombie movie.
Woo!
Which it'll get under your skin. But
For me, it's a combination of a fear loop caused by like just my brain being like, "You're afraid of something that doesn't exist. Why are you upset?" And then my brain being like, "Well, let me think of a way to justify being upset. Oh no, I'm upset." Repeat circle. But
yeah,
the other part was it literally would be shoved in my face, and people would just be like, "No, I want to do this thing." And the example for me was Left for Dead. I'm like, I'm not really happy
oh
with this. And my friend's
god.
like, "This is all we're going to play." I'm like, "All right."
But you don't like Left 4 Dead, right? Or
I
no?
do now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll say this. Okay, number one, I'm able to make one or two exceptions for it. And number two, if you've noticed, I'm not the one going, "Let's play more Left for Dead." I'm like, I actually came to like parts of this, and I respect that. And after attempting to play that game again, I'm like, I'm willing to leave it in the past.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it, like
Fucking keys.
horror is one of my favorite subjects. I'm trying so carefully to not just call it horror
Mm-hmm.
and to actually enunciate the horror part of it, but that my accent gets so thick around the word.
Horror.
I like horror. I like horror.
Horror. Horton hears a who?
Horror is my favorite subject.
Horror! Woo!
No. Yeah, the space zombies, absolutely. Zelda, my sweetheart. She is trying to get me to pay attention to her. Hey, it's not about you. Anyway, but yeah, it all comes down to the delivery. Like, if you just put a scary zombie in front of me, I'm not gonna be like, that's like, okay, that I'm not gonna touch that. No, a good horror story is about the commentary that it is making on society as a whole. Zombies are largely a commentary on how humans, when significantly dehumanized enough, become a mass of, monstrous potential unto themselves. That we become dead inside, especially, condemnation of capitalism, which is why the second movie takes place in a mall. Well, anyway. But when we become sufficiently detached from ourselves, we become consumers. And that is what zombies are. They are nothing but consumers. They can only consume. And that is dangerous because you are more likely to simply try to consume one another. Looks to social media, looks to YouTube and Twitch, where again the thing being consumed is the person.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is a degree of like, oh fuck, wait a minute, that goes on with that. And that's just it, is that it does recontextualize. We don't think about it until like, well, wait, what is being consumed with things like Twitch and YouTube and the like? It is the person themselves most often than not, more than the creative work that they're even doing. Um, Zombies are a. I'm trying to think of the way to phrase this too. They're a commentary, like any horror is, but they're a commentary on humanity. How do we deal with maintaining our individuality in an entire world where this infection of turning your humanity off becomes the norm? And what are the true monsters? The people who have no choice about it, or the people who, like, say, actively hide the fact that they've been bitten, or actively push someone out of the way so that they can close the door ahead of them. Things like that. Like, how do people respond to these extreme situations? It's why people also enjoy disaster movies.
Yeah, like as like the person that wrote The Walking Dead said, the zombies are just window dressing. This is a story about humans pushed to an extreme.
Yes. And that should always be the case with zombies. And
Mm-hmm.
really any case where the situation is an extreme, it should be about what is the human reaction to this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the horror thing that I'm working on is it's got some weird characters in it, but the situation isn't about like it's really scary in space. No, my situation is what do you do with idiots in space?
Well, that's where you get humor.
Exactly. I'm actually drawing the character. His name is Morris. He is effectively company property because he got merged with the nanomachines, and he's just trying to survive the fact that a stupid corporation had a stupid idea on a slower than, well, it is faster than light, but not super fast like spaceship. And when something goes wrong because they didn't do their job, what does he do to survive?
Yep.
The story isn't that he's on a spaceship. The story is about a person surviving when a company fucks up.
I mean, I'll even say in cases of like, whenever you start involving artificial intelligence and robots and the like the whole concept of the robot was literally coined in response to industrialization.
Yeah.
The humanity being stripped of a person and being turned into an automation.
The book that we actually get the word from, RUR, is I can't remember which language it is. It's Eastern European, but it is their word for slave.
Yes. Robot.
And it is a story about pretty much in the end, the very last human is like looking at all of the robots that he had created. Spoilers for a 100-year-old book.
Yeah.
But pretty much he creates robots to try to, save stuff, but humanity starts like trying to destroy them or just does terrible things with them. And when the robots are like, no, I don't want to do this, and rebel, they kill almost everyone, but they keep him alive. And he's like, oh man, I'm the last human. And then one day he meets two robots that he's like, you two are kind of being cute together. Oh my god, you're learning to love. Aww. And it ends with like a new beginning, like a new Adam and Eve story. But pretty much he's like, oh, well, we begin it all again. Let's start over.
I mean, it's a classic. That's a classic approach to synthetic life. It is something that they touch on in Mass Effect to great degrees, actually. What was I gonna say? You were saying like they kept the one guy alive. It made me actually think of I Have No Mouth, but I must scream. Yes, yeah. That's what it was. I'm so glad
that a robot.
No.
Yeah, because that thing is like the robots in RUR are like, why did you rebel? Because we didn't want to be slaves. Whereas I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, it is like I hate humanity. If I wrote the word hate on all the miles on miles of wiring, it would not be enough hate. And he's gone insane, and he keeps this group of people alive just to torture them.
That sounds like
Yes.
like the digital circus.
So here's the thing with in the original short story, there was also a game, point and click game, that actually expands on the story, and especially because Harlan Ellison was part of the production and the writing of it, expanded on what was established in that original short story. But it's a computer that observed all of humanity, created for war purposes.
Hey, Maple's
during
up.
the Cold War. Ah, hello.
Hello, Maple.
Created for war purposes, saw the worst of humanity, decided, actually, you all suck. And so I hate you so much that, yes, I'm going to torture you for humanity. And I love the quote, hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits and wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nano-angstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro-instant for you. Hate. Hate!
It is intense.
It is such a beautiful fucking line. I mean, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it beautiful. To believe that the entirety of my existence is not enough to convey how much I hate you. My hatred expands beyond my ability to describe. It expands anyone's ability, not even my own, to comprehend.
Dang.
It is so fucking good. And again, every story about artificial intelligence or aliens, these are both examples of this, are commentaries on humanity. And it depends on the context of what's being portrayed. Like, is it a first contact story? If it is, are they friendly or are they hostile? Because if the aliens are friendly, how do humans react? Are humans hostile in response? If it's friendly on both sides, then it is a story of hope and optimism about humanity's place in the universe. If humanity is hostile to the aliens who are friendly, it becomes a commentary on humanity's inability to truly evolve past a very basic us versus them mentality. If it is aliens being hostile towards humanity, it is often a metaphor for colonizers or colonization, as in some external force with advanced weaponry and technology imposing themselves on existing cultures and species, etc. And if they're both hostile, that becomes a commentary on war itself, but expanded beyond the limitations of Earth. Zelda, my sweetheart, please. She keeps jumping up on the desk. With robots, it is very much about how do we handle the dehumanization of people, and how do we understand? Because again, it comes down to what is the relationship between human and artificial intelligence. If it's friendly on both sides, it is a sign of synthesis with progress. If it is hostile on the part of the robots, it is often a matter of being counterculture, because it is pointing out and highlighting humanity's flaws cannot keep up with progress. That's usually the case. Or it's a case of the slaves rebelling. If humanity is hostile towards the robots, it's a commentary, and again, on how we tend to treat things that we consider to be our property, instead of, if they are truly thinking beings, acknowledging that that capacity to think. It's fascinating. The way that we tell stories is so interesting. And again, it has to come from what message are you trying to send here? What do you want people to understand? And if you choose horror as a vehicle for that, you have to be very careful in that presentation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very careful, because if you make the wrong thing the enemy, it becomes very quickly a metaphor for some kind of racism, for example. Yeah. That you were going to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, I do like to try to play with these things. For example, in the setting that I'm working on, an AI did take over, like, the largest country on the planet at the time, and humanity's response was not, there's an AI. It was, wow, you're going to negotiate with us. The government of that country was actually going to, like, start a war, so you can keep them. And it was like, the AI's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
And so that's
I
like
mean,
that's a major part of the background is like the largest country on Earth is run by an AI, and the rest of humanity is like, that's cool as long as they don't bother us.
I mean, you know what? It's the, I was originally afraid of our robot overlords possibly destroying the rest of humanity, but it actually has improved our quality of life. So, you know what?
Yeah,
Good on you. Thank
yeah. No,
you.
literally, the AI that was supposed to be like the war engine to run it is like, no, this is a stupid plan. I'm taking over the government and stopping this war before it starts. And everyone's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Issue with an us versus them story is that it often can sound bad. Sometimes it works with it. I even think of like War of the Worlds is a very classic example of it's like the definitive alien invasion story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fascinating look at humanity in the wake of mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And they truly make it alien. Like, there's no attempt to actually humanize these aliens. The most humanizing that they get is revealing that they are also vulnerable to diseases.
Mm-hmm.
That they are indeed still carbon based creatures. That they
Yep.
still have life in them. That they can be affected by something like viruses and bacteria and whatnot. But these are creatures that have become so advanced within their technology that they don't consider the possibility of some kind of infection being the thing that stops them. So again, it comes down to a commentary on humanity, the colonizers, the people who come in to try and claim everything for themselves, but they do not pay attention to something as simple as a little virus. Gee, what was that thing about smallpox?
Well,
Things like that. Um, it's a matter of when you get too big for yourself, when you make yourself bigger than and larger than life, inevitably you open up more weaknesses because you are not paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to. An analog horror story based on a Vita Carnes with my sweetie bee species, if I can mention it, because the main idea is that they're the same as the ones I do for other stuff. Mean like monster, hard slap at alien monster. You know what? That's what kaiju fights are for.
mm-hmm. Now here's a question. Since you live with Griffin, you've probably seen the new Godzilla Zero, right?
-1 or
Thank you. That's
0.
it.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1, the new one.
Yes.
There is supposedly making a sequel, and a lot of people are a bit nervous because supposedly they're going to add more budget.
That's just it. Like, I'll say this: with what they've already done, I actually trust them. I'm willing to give them the trust that they'll be able to do justice with a bigger budget, because what they did with what they had is fucking astounding.
Yeah.
It is so good. Like, if anyone thinks that Godzilla movies are nothing but corn and cheese, first of all, watch the original Godzilla movie. It is very clearly a commentary on the disasters of human war on the environment and how eventually you push it too far, it starts pushing back. Shin Godzilla is another good example about the inaction of the government in the wake of the Fukushima incident, translated to, again, Godzilla commentary on our way of interacting with the world around us. Minus One is such good commentary on fucking PTSD. It is so fucking well done and acted, and it's the budget is good. They do so good at transitioning between the scale of the interpersonal human things and then panning the shot up to the giant creature bearing down on them. They do so good. They do so good. Anyway.
It's almost as if they understand that to make a movie, you have a message, and not just special effects.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, to translate that in, I'm not sure you heard about this. The reason why I think a bunch of people are scared is because when Joker 2 came out, Joker 1 actually was made on a pretty small budget, and as one person said, Joker 1 is a movie, it's a commentary on mental health in a failing system, and it was like $60 million. And it's like, wow, this movie did really good. So they made the sequel, and they spent $300 million on it, and it completely lost the plot.
Oh.
It missed because here's the thing, a lot of people make fun of Joker for some of how it presented certain things, and it's kind of like the Fight Club effect, where there's actually legitimately a good message, but the wrong people took the wrong message.
Yes.
Like, it's the people thought Tyler Durden was aspirational instead of, holy shit, this is a sociopath and a monster. They went, nah, we need to reclaim our masculinity. A lot of people saw Joker and they were like, this is so silly. He's so edgy. And it's just like, he is a man struggling with his mental health and is getting no support for it, who may not be making all of the best choices. Like, that's never really in dispute here. But it is, in fact, a look at how do we treat the most vulnerable among us, and if you continue to neglect the most vulnerable among us, what is their eventual reaction? Again, that quote being, what happens... what is the exact quote?
Yeah, his joke at the end, which is, what do you get when you make a society that doesn't give a damn about a person who is losing everything, or something along that lines?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and the thing is, the important part is, if you have a bunch of people agreeing with the bad message, maybe look in the mirror. But the problem was that Hollywood was like, oh, we can make some more money off of it.
Yeah.
Let's make it a musical.
Oh my god, no.
Thank
Anyway.
you, Bruiser Bunny. A little
But
glad you
that's
like
sad
the
because, like,
maid.
you can tell that Lady Gaga put a lot of work into the musical part. Maybe it wasn't the best idea, but damn, she tried.
That's just it. Lady Gaga is a talented musician and performer. But there's only so much that you can do with, like, bad directing or bad writing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but again, I am aware of the Hollywood machine.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
have
love
family
the maid
that actually.
outfit.
Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have family that works in the Hollywood machine, and the general opinion from them has largely been, yeah, this is stupid.
Yep. It is interesting that we are seeing a cultural shift when it comes to, like, the big industry people making, like, movies and TV shows and video games and all of that versus independent creators, because the big companies, the corporations, are dropping the ball repeatedly. They have sabotaged their own industry across multiple forms of media as an industry. So much so that smaller creators are being the ones to actually rebuild why we love movies, why we love TV shows, why we love video games, why we love books.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is like, right now we are watching this from the sidelines, but really, what is kind of happening is it's not just something that's happened before. The difference is like the scale,
Yeah.
but it's actually quite incredible to just like watch this because it's like, imagine if your job was making pots and then you sold your company to a guy that only knew how to sell fish. And now, as this entire pot making industry is falling apart, people are like, fuck these pots. These pots are terrible. And they take up pottery themselves.
I think of, oh God, as you were saying that, an idea flashed into my head, and then ADHD stole it from me again.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like, oh God, what was immediately preceding the metaphor with the potter selling the
People
potter?
that don't understand what they're doing are taking over it, and that we've been through this before.
Oh, right. Okay. So, funnily enough, so some of you on the younger side of things may not even remember hearing tell of this, but there was a video game crash in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Because the market got so saturated with cash grabs and people who did not actually understand the appeal of video games that it was the creation of the attempt the creation of a video game based on the E.T. movie that crashed the industry because it was high production. There was like all of the paying for the license to even use the name of this popular movie, but then they made an absolute shit game that didn't sell. And so
Mm-hmm.
all of that got invested in that game ended up being the breaking point. And people would, if you ever had that curiosity, if you knew that fact but didn't understand what led into it, I gotta tell you, we are experiencing right now a repeat of all of the exact same elements that went into the video game crash of the
Yep.
80s, which is people who don't understand what the point of a video game is, people who don't understand how to make a good video game, people who don't know how to market a good video game, and people who are too focused on licensing popular things instead of making a new IP.
Mm-hmm. Well, not just that, but like, did you know that they actually printed more cartridges than they had systems? They were that confident. They're like, this is going to sell so many systems. We're just going to. It was like they made like 500,000 more cartridges than there were Atari game systems.
Yep. It was absolutely not understanding anything about the market. I think that sometimes they have swung a little too far in the other direction, which is they tried to create demand by making too few like consoles to actually meet the demand for the new console.
And that's working great.
That's working fantastically, except that it's like not in the slightest working for anyone.
Actually, there's a really good example of it that just happened. Did you know that you can right now buy a PlayStation Pro anywhere, even though it just been released, which is never a good sign for a brand new system release?
Oh, yes. No, okay, I think I've heard of some of this. There are a bunch of people, scalpers, who bought them immediately to try and reduce, like, the actual availability. But the problem is that there is virtually no demand for it because it is so upcharged in price already that you can't really charge more and have it be something that other people can buy. So you get the scalpers who have dropped a whole bunch of money trying to buy things and then sell them at a higher cost, and using the fact that there is a lack of availability to try and justify that higher cost. But then there was no demand for the actual fucking product.
Yep.
And so now they have spent a buttload of money, and they have to sell at under cost. Because they just have to move it, they have to make some of that money back. And so they literally fucked themselves over trying to bank on a system that, again, has rewarded them in the past because of this kind of thing. But they just did not read what the current market was or is.
And what I think is going to start happening, because it's the reason why it's not selling is it is $780.
And they're trying to sell
like,
it for 1,000.
Yeah. So like money's tight. And money, people don't got that money right now. So them being like, I will have a brilliant idea. What happens if I charge the peasantry double? Well, eventually they come to your house with a guillotine.
Well, and what's even funny is the people who can afford to drop thousands of dollars on getting, you know, like 20, 50 consoles are not going to understand that no one has the money to do that. That no one has the actual money to pay a fraction of what they can spend. They're not going to have that context. They just assume, well, I can do this, and so I can get other people to pay this much too. It's just capitalism, and it's just like, no, you bought what other people were probably never going to be able to afford in the first place.
If you want capitalism to work, you first have to understand that there is a price and demand, as well as understand that at a certain price, there is no demand.
Yep. People making dumb decisions with capitalism. I mean, honestly, capitalism is in itself a bad decision. But you know, Sony is making the same mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is like, if somebody has that much money, there is a decent chance that they probably are going to go with like a different, you know, way of fixing it. If you have that much money and you're like, I really want to play video games, the chance that you have a computer is pretty high. And even if it's like, I just want it to work, they make pre-made computer.
Yep. And it's I think we are seeing a shift within the industry. You know what's funny is that they are offering Overwatch Classic in Overwatch 2 now.
Oh my god, I've been watching this. Okay.
They have...
Gabe?
Sorry, go ahead.
You first.
I think we're probably going to be talking about the same thing.
No, I was going to go with a stupid thing that the marketing team did, but I'll...
Oh, okay, so... They had Overwatch, the original Overwatch, right? Good game. It was legitimately a well-made game. It was fun. It was well-designed. It was engaging. It then got soured, especially as microtransactions became super popularized with it. And then they decided that that wasn't enough. So they couldn't just make that game. So they made Overwatch 2 with the idea of now you're going to get a whole story content side of things on top of all of the combat and the fun things that you already loved about Overwatch 1. But then they never actually put out any story content along with this new game. They just made the exact same game with the exact same maps with new skins and some new characters that they released over time, but nothing actually substantively different from where they were before they released this. And so people spent more money to play the same fucking game. And then they came out and said, we're not actually going to do a story mode anymore. So all of the people who bought in on the idea that they were going to get a story mode are now completely fucked out of their money. And now, not only that, they now have to go back to the roots of what made people like the game in the first place. And it's literally, it's new Coke versus classic Coke all over again.
Well, okay. The thing I was going to talk about, did you hear how they tried to advertise the new character?
Oh, no. No, I didn't hear that.
Okay, on formerly Twitter.com, now X, now known as a wasteland, they tried to go like, we're going to advertise there's this new hot lady, and she's got feet.
Oh, the feet pose. Yeah, I remember.
You know what? If you can invoke a feet fetish and still fail, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is actually really bad. That is a
Yep.
popular kink, and it should have worked. If it doesn't, you fucked up.
The reason why I find it so funny though is because like initially everyone's like, "What the hell's going on with Blizzard?" And then someone pointed out, "Guys, Blizzard and Activision lost their marketing departments. This is Microsoft. This is literally Microsoft being like, we don't know what we're doing. What do we do? Sir, we need numbers. What do we do? Appeal to Gooners. Oh no, it's not working. Well, duh, it's not working. It is one of the funniest things to me because it was just like such a cynical move, but also such a move that you can look at this a mile
Hey,
away and
Tini.
be like, "Oh,
Hey, Tini, you're just in time to. We're talking about Overwatch trying to advertise their new character by showing their feet first. Nice.
yeah." They literally like, "Please put grippers in like the replies," and everyone's like, "Ugh."
Grippers in reply. Tini's like, what
My
the fuck?
god.
Hello.
Hold on, let me find it because I sent it to
The
my
meat.
brother, and my brother's response was, "God has left us."
Yeah, give me a second. I need to. So Jess was the best. Made a me of me. And I saw this. I didn't respond. Sorry about that, but I love it. Like, I was not expecting much. Like, honestly, I was thinking of me. Like, yeah, a me that probably just has like blonde hair and a ponytail. No, that's me. Holy shit, that's straight up me. Look at that.
That is so cool.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
Like, even the pointy ears
Yeah.
and like the red around the eyes. Like, how you do that? Do you have commissions open?
This
Yes, I
is-
do. Yes, thank you, Dini. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna put in the club, so poor Griffin is just gonna look in this chat at some point. And be like, the fuck is this? But this is the actual ad.
That is.
Oh, she's barefoot. Oh, okay. I had not. I thought she was wearing shoes.
It's just. Oh,
Oh, they actually said the grippers? Oh, come the
Yeah.
fuck. Look, listen. That's something I say and makes me giggle, but like when fucking the official Overwatch says it, like it's no longer fun. Come on,
Yeah.
shut up.
It's like if they start advertising things with Skibbity and Huktwa. I'm just like,
yeah.
that's how I know, okay, this meme
Skibbity
has reached its
Rizzlers.
end of life.
Yeah.
yeah, this meme is not only dead, but it is hopefully dying soon.
So, someone that
Mhm.
I've been supporting on Patreon and joined their server and have since stopped supporting them on Patreon and have left that server.
Yep.
He is someone in his mid-20s, early to mid-20s, and is very much obsessed with like TikTok and Instagram culture stuff.
I'm so
and-
sorry.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I left. Actually, there are multiple reasons, but that was definitely one of the things that made me go, this is not a me zone, is it? Okay, this is not a place that
This
that
does
will
not
vibe.
spark joy.
No, not for me. But this guy is also a huge fan of Pokemon, has some personal connections with it for a number of reasons, and as some of you may know, I can kind of do an Ash Ketchum voice. I need to get a little bit. There we go. I'm right there now. Anyway, I can do an Ash Ketchum voice, and he asked me to actually say Skibbity as Ash Ketchum.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
I did. Skibbity. And now he has an audio clip that he plays in the soundboard on Discord periodically.
Oh my god, that's
Mm.
scary. Holy
I'm
shit.
just now imagining, like Ash Ketchum, just being like how he never aged, but just imagining him at a bar with a giant glass of milk, and they're like, what's wrong, Ash?" And this Pikachu puts a little hand on his shoulder and he goes, "I've made mistakes."
I'm not feeling very skibbity today.
I'm unpogged.
I have
I'm more-
unpogged my last pog. I'm no pog champ.
Oh, God. I think
I'm
one of the
sorry.
major things to do as I've gotten older is just embrace that I don't know what I'm doing with these words.
Same.
Yeah.
I have gone from, gosh, I respect that slang and internet stuff is gonna, has evolved past me a little bit. Culturally speaking,
Yeah.
I am not the main audience for it, and I not only accept that, I think that that's the natural order of things.
Yeah,
That is,
I think that's wonderful. Is
that
that like
said, I can ruin it by saying it. I can now make people regret teaching me the word skibbity.
oh bet.
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 Yeah.
I bet.
God.
Quacktua. I can out-white all white appropriation.
Yeah. Excuse me while I
Super
put
villain.
on my... I can't even complete the sentence. Ugh.
I skibbitied
Oh,
my
God,
last Rizzler.
Ah! And that hurt me, and I'm not even young.
Hello,
my
Supervillain Fan 1. Welcome to this.
Woo! It's the skibidi
Oh,
day.
man. This is so heavy.
And Griffin has responded.
Oh no!
I knew he was going to. That's like, this is going to be perfect here.
Griffin being a mutual friend and my roommate. To people who don't know for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
Because clearly everyone should know about every intimate detail of not just your life, but the lives of your friends.
Yes, what could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong with parasocial living? This same guy, by the way, has said, no, I love parasocialism. And I'm like, you gotta be so careful with that. Again, I wonder why I left.
The good news at this point, and I'm saying this with a lot of sarcasm, is that so much of social media is getting destroyed by AI. I'm like, we are being forced to form human relationships again because you can't just sit there and spam. You will be out spammed by the bots. So
Yep.
if anyone's just being shallow and like, look at me at the beach, ha, I'm like, congratulations, you and everyone else is going to have a bit of a harder time. Meanwhile, if you're like, man, I just gotta like talk to people, congratulations, you're actually going to have a much better time because
That's
the very same. Oh, you first.
no, I cut you off. Go ahead.
The very things that made us value social media is now what's killing it. And that actually, I think, is kind of a silver lining. I am sad that these things that so much people put their time and effort into making are falling apart. But at the same time, they turned against their own creation of joy by becoming machines to run us. They stopped being about creators and became what ran creators.
Right. That's actually, because here's the thing. With the recent exodus, especially the, first of all, removing any kind of effective block feature, as well as, now no, we're just going to let them scrape your data for our AI stuff. You don't get a choice in this. So the recent exodus, a lot of people have gone to Blue Sky. I've actually been on there some time because I got an invite like right before they stopped doing invites.
Mhm.
It is so much of a better platform. They actually really went like every time that Twitter would do something really stupid, they went the exact opposite direction and did the
Yeah.
thing that people were looking for on Twitter that they were no longer getting. Um, and so the environment on Blue Sky is completely different. There are people who have been extremely right wing who have come over to try and start trouble over on Blue Sky, and they're not getting any foothold because they get blocked before anyone even tries to fucking debate them. They get
Yeah,
blocked
because yeah,
instead of acknowledging anything that they have to say. They just block them and don't give them a platform, don't give them any visibility. They just get told,
yeah.
we don't like you here, and that's that. They're stopped at their core, which is what we have needed for so fucking long.
And that's the thing, was because for every other algorithm, it was engagement is money. And if we get the engagement, we get the money. Now, I will say, I am very cautious about putting all my eggs in one basket.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's because part of the team that made Blue Sky is Jack Dorsey, who was
Well,
like, yeah,
he
he's only
was
part of it.
kicked. He was part of the creation of it. He was kicked out almost immediately.
Oh, really? They got rid of him there? Nice.
They got rid of him almost immediately. Yeah,
You know
no,
what?
that's
That actually makes me more confident.
exactly. No, so a lot of the people who made it, Jack Dorsey was among them, but then when the environment skewed away from what Jack Dorsey wanted, he was just functionally kicked off the team. I forget if it was he left because he realized he was not welcome in that environment, or was just straight up kicked off. Regardless, he has had no involvement outside of that initial input, and
That's wonderful.
it has evolved considerably without his input.
That is so wonderful.
Oh,
I will say it's based.
so hang on. Is there a prompt for a Discord link for the Discord for the server?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
I can do
And
that. It is !Discord.
I love the algorithm of Blue Sky in that there isn't an algorithm.
Yeah.
You cultivate the experience you want. You choose what you want on your dashboard. You establish what you want to see, and they make it so much easier to share the stuff that your friends make and to see
The
them and
reason.
to
Yeah.
oh
Sorry. You first.
but people are cutting there and they're realizing, oh, this is nothing like, this is borrowing almost like the structure of Twitter, but this is nothing like Twitter. It is
Yeah.
so fucking good. I have loved being on the platform. It is also right now the most viable platform as an alternative to Twitter. They are literally gaining everything that Twitter is losing and becoming more stable as a platform as because of it. But yeah, no, we are definitely seeing, I think, a shift towards sincerity. I think that
Yeah.
that is another major element here.
The thing I was going to say was the reason why my timeline is cursed is because I'm cursed, not because
Right.
somebody wanted me to be cursed, and that is fine.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely, like, it's like, if I experience a curse, it's because this is my kind of curse. This is the curse I bring into the world. And I want that. I want more of that. Let me curse myself. I am damn good at cursing myself. But yeah, so also, you asked earlier, Supervillain Fan 1, about whether or not, I'm guessing, Kun has played more Pokemon Scarlet. And given how busy Kun has been
Ooh.
the
Well,
last, like, couple of months,
last time we played, we finished the DLC, and
outside of the epilogue.
yeah, we finished the DLC, but I know there's one more thing to do, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Yeah, there's so much Pokemon like content. Like, goddamn.
There's a lot, but I will say the epilogue is relatively short. And again, no pressure to get back into it. And you have been busy with like con stuff and publishing comic stuff and all of that deliciousness going
Ooh.
on in your personal life. So whenever you're available, and I mean also, fucking Black Wukong came out. Let's be real.
I mean, okay, true. Ever since
That
that
was
came
that
out.
was going to be that was going to be your life, for a while there.
Yeah.
So also understandable. This is not a condemnation of that. This is something that relates to a hyperfixation of yours. Came out and you're like, okay, I have to chew on this. Excuse me. I must put this between my teeth and chew.
Oh no.
But whenever you're feeling up to it, and only if you're feeling up to it, and I don't want you to feel pressure or to feel obligated towards it, I want it to be a fun experience. That said, I now have my own Switch.
Oh, that's right.
And so we might even be able to involve Griffin and shit this time.
Well,
Although
one
I
of
have
the
you-
things
Hmm?
I was hoping to look for a copy for myself as well. I'll have to do that at a different time. There's a store I normally go to because I try to buy only used games,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll probably give them another shot in a week or two. But I'm willing to dip a toe in. I'm not going to be a completionist about it. Just I want a Psyduck.
Understandably. And
Me and my
eventually you can
duck.
also get an Esper.
Yeah, I want a duck and an Esper, and that's my plan.
Esper.
Esper.
Esper. Oh my god! So I'm working on a D&D campaign. Well, not Dungeons and Dragons, because screw Dungeons and Dragons. I'm working on a role-playing game that, if you remember, Laura, I hope to run a little, because I want to make it for the furry convention that Gabe's going to next year.
Mm.
And I want to play test the module, maybe with you and Griffin, as well as some of the people from Gabe's Patreon. But because of that, I've been listening to a podcast called Legends of Avalantis, where
Okay.
best way I can describe it is it's like Critical Role, but more chaotic.
Which is saying something.
Because one of the major characters is a clown. An actual clown from hell that became a major part of their campaign by accident. The reason I've been thinking about this, though, is that it's been making me think a lot about like storytelling and stuff. And one of the things that that Gabe does is a lot of storytelling in his comics, in his art,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been inspiring me to like try to make better ideas for him.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I just like my silly monkeys.
Yes. We had an adventure in this conversation so far.
Mm-hmm. I was also going to say, we got to start watching anime again. I've missed that.
It has been a hot minute.
Yeah, but I understand that like life has been life.
Life has been lifing things up. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Also, Dragon Age Veilguard came out, so...
Are you enjoying it?
I have not played it as much as I've wanted to, because I have to be in the right place to do, like, especially a long-form RPG, especially something that is, like, story-focused. And I have other things going on, like joining people for streams or doing, like, social hangouts and the like. And if I'm playing a story-heavy game where it's character-driven, I can't be having a conversation as I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think the
hmm?
biggest thing I'm seeing, like the most legitimate criticism I've seen of it, is that uh, one person said, "This is a pretty solid game. It's really well done," but they're like, "It is a little bit Marvel, right?"
I don't know if I agree with that.
I was curious on your opinion on that.
I can definitely see a lot more of the flippant sarcasm being a play, but that's always been the case with Dragon
Okay.
Age. Like, literally one of the characters, one of the central characters in the very first game was modeled a little bit after Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who is
Mm-hmm.
an incredibly sarcastic person. Um,
Okay.
so it's that sarcasm has always been there. The wit in the moment has kind of always been there. They definitely amped it up, and it has a different feel to it because they have new writers on the team. So there are some, they fired a bunch of the actually good writers, and they
Oh
soured
no.
the company. And yeah, no, BioWare, I'm not gonna, I do not support the current iteration of BioWare, but so far Veilguard is pretty good. I'm still in Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am still in the process of recruiting all of the companions.
Okay.
I am enjoying it because everyone tosses around the terms return to form for this, but it really actually is. It feels like the original two, like the original game, as well as what I loved about DA2. Um, it is a, again, character driven narrative. They have tightened up the writing again. Like, they're not doing as much hinting at bigger story stuff. It's like they're finally answering questions that people have been asking for the last 10 fucking years. They're
That's good.
actually delivering on plot stuff, the seeds that they sowed, 10, 15 years ago. We're seeing it come to a head, and it's like I'm getting a new perspective on things that used to annoy me as a result of what they've been doing with this game. And I'm like, you have explained this in a sufficient way to make me like what you've done. And considering where I was, that's impressive.
That's good.
I am seeing a lot of the character focus, the character writing being really good. And I will say, a factor, not the only factor, not even that big of a factor, but a factor as to why I really like this game is that it is making all of the right people angry.
Oh yeah.
We are getting more of the you are including pronouns,
Yeah.
that you have characters that are non-binary in your game and they get explicitly called that, and you have to know, you get it shoved in your face.
I think that a major part of that's been interesting is the fact that that entire group has been very loud, but it's not finding a lot of purchase because
Nope.
just like with Baldur's Gate 3, if the game has things they don't like, but the game is actually pretty solid, they're like, "I don't like it," and the audience goes, "Huh?" And they're like, "Oh no, I'll go on to the next game." That's why they were able to like stick around for a while with Starfield, because Starfield wasn't a good game. The main thing that I find interesting is the fact that all the anger and thunder is starting to pass from Veilguard, but I am seeing a bunch of people that are like, "I like this game. It's pretty good, but it feels a bit quirky at times." And I'm like, "Okay,
You
okay,
know
we'll see how this
what?
plays out."
But that's just it. That's BioWare. It's always been a little quirky. Like,
Yeah.
one of the ways that you can eventually greet a character is you greet them with a headbutt. Anyway,
True.
let me check something. Hang on, I'll be right back.
So Tini was asking like
Sorry.
if he were a balloon titty monkey, what type of monkey would he be?
Um. Well, he has a lot of space stuff, and he has
Yeah.
Spartan stuff. Would he be the like boomerang monkey that gets the cyborg parts?
Oh, something like that probably. The cyborg monkey. But I
That's
was
what I'm thinking. You're the cyborg monkey.
Okay,
space.
sorry about that.
Because I was thinking something like space, yeah. Unless like a team you want to make it more like a you theme. So like, what do you Like, like if you're from from Spartan, how you call it? Like from.
You mean
From the
Sparta?
north? No, not Sparta. Like where it snows and stuff.
Nordic?
Nordic. I was thinking of Nordic, and I thought Spartan instead.
Yeah.
Like Nordic, it could be something that has to do with ice as well. Like that. That would be cool. Like that.
Oh, ice monkey, a cyborg ice monkey.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But dude, though.
dude.
Bruh.
I mean, that's just it. Here's the thing. You know what the key to creating any story is? Make something absolutely ridiculous. Make a concept like robot space monkey, right?
Yeah.
And then add layers. Like, okay, how did robot space monkey come to be? Was it a monkey that became a robot? Was it a robot designed after a monkey? Why is it in space? Did it start? Is it from space, or did it go to space? You know, and you start asking those questions, and eventually you actually have a story around robot space monkey that's actually like really compelling. Because say for example, this robot space monkey was a living monkey once that was eventually had many missions that went into space, actually, like different kinds of experiments that they were running with this monkey. And then over the course of it, at one point there was a disaster, and of course they didn't want to lose this monkey. They'd really come to care for this monkey, and so they actually ended up building a robotic body, gave it a little bit more of the cybernetic enhancements, and
We can rebuild him.
and then along with this came an intelligence that the monkey didn't have before. And so this monkey, who previously loved its caretakers, comes to love them more as he understands what they actually had tried to do for him, why they brought him back, and what they were doing in the first place by sending him to space. And so now, let's say the backstory is the reason why he's now in space endlessly is because that original crew that not only worked with him and cared for him and tried to ensure that he could survive, maybe they were wiped out from a threat from space. And so now it is space. Now it is robot space monkey's quest to get vengeance for the team that gave him everything he has.
Monkey.
A balloon killed his family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it could be. I mean, that's just it. That's how you do it. You start with a concept, and then you build the layers in.
Yeah.
Stories is literally like a snowball. You throw it down the hill, and it becomes an avalanche.
Space gas monkey. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. That can be like the new version of Space Goose, Space Monkey.
Oh my god! Space Goofs with their monkeys.
Yeah.
Monkey.
I do love the fact that once upon a time, because I heard the keyboard, I was like, I wanted to get a keyboard, and Gabe was like, we don't need this keyboard. And then he heard it click, and he's like, I like this keyboard.
I like the clicking.
It's something so tactile about it, you know?
Because I wasn't able to comment at the time, but you were talking about like you had a keyboard with a dinosaur on it and something happened to it.
Oh, me. It was a keyboard, but like a piano keyboard thingy, and it was like I was 6 years old, so it was those like toy pianos for kids, and it was electronic, but like you didn't connect it to the wall. It was more like it has batteries. And one time I just thought like, oh, it's all dirty because my cousins were playing with it and their hands were all dirty.
And you
I'm
washed it off.
yeah. I'm like, I'll just wash it off. It'll be like, it'll
Oh.
be fine. But no, it was not fine.
It was
Oh,
fine.
baby Hoon. Well, actually, you would have been like, what, in your late 180s, 190s?
Still young and soft. And, like...
You
I
are
just-
still young and soft.
I love the fact though that it's like I can see that happening because when I was a little kid, I really loved toaster strudels, and one day I'm like, I'm really hungry, and so I went to the VCR and just put one in.
Oh no! Oh god!
Wait, so say that again?
Um,
Sorry, I was looking at
I
Supervillain
put a
Films.
fucking pastry and I put a fucking Pop-Tart into a VCR and wasn't sure why is it cooking.
Oh god.
Oh, oh my god.
See. Yeah. Also, Supervillain fan, I was wondering if you did the second Team Star side quest, and also my Chinese zodiac sign is Water Monkey.
Water monkey.
I don't know if you've done the second Team Star side quest. Because there's one that you get, like, I think you interacted with, like, Penny in the school, like, after the Ace tournament.
Yeah.
And, like, her various, like, I guess Team Star is fine without me watching over everything that they do. There is a secondary quest that comes after that happens with the completion of the DLC. I don't remember if you've done that.
No, I don't think so. Like, I just finished the DLC. Like, that was the only thing. Well, I guess we went to meet the past Futura lady. What was her name?
Sada.
Zada, yeah.
Pasada.
La Pasada.
I mean, her name is Sada, but it's literally for Pasada.
Yeah.
Just like Turo is for Futuro.
Sada.
The future.
Future.
For some reason, I will always remember the Aqua Teen Hunger Force thousands of years ago, before Sigourney Weaver.
Yep. Like, that's a mark in history.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
yes,
I
no.
don't think I have.
Gabe's reaction to a certain character. Oh, I mean, a lot of them have... Are you talking about the one with the most drastic visual change? Welcome to the world of the future of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Love those action lines, my dude. Anyway,
Monkey.
yes, that will be something to look forward to
Yeah.
when you're feeling up to it
Yeah,
at
sure.
some point.
Yeah.
But I actually have to get going. I say as I open a fucking bottle of pills, audibly opening my pill bottle. Wait, did I-
Pills time.
Father, I have
Oh.
sold all the drugs. Can I go to Disney World now?
Shut up! Soroka says he has sold all the drugs so he can go to Disney World.
But yeah, I need to
Okay.
scoot because there's a couple of things that I actually have to do today.
That's
But-
alright.
It was nice hanging out. Again, it's
Yeah.
been a while since we've done so. We need to do so more often.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing the streamy thingy. And I hope all you out there in the Twitch land, and I guess YouTube land too, are having a good one.
I have not
and,
checked the chat the entire time. Oops.
We've been very chatty Cathy's up in this call.
Mhm.
So, anyway, you guys all have a good one, and we'll talk later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk later.
Eh?
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah, you
Whoa.
too. Laters.
Bye.
Woo. So
Ooh.
someone called enigmatic user said hi on YouTube. Who knows how long ago? Oops.
Yep.
Oops.
Ooh.
Okay, love you. Bye bye. But yeah, so it's been 2 hours and 42 minutes, and I am. I'm like, I don't know if I'm done with this. Like, I just at this point it's just like adding like a ton of effects, but somehow I've been learning a lot with this. Like, I don't think I ever done anything like this, like smoke effects and shit. And then they're not even like correct. I just like wing it because I want to finish this today. So
Yeah.
but like everything is like going so fast that like no matter how sketchy the smoke is and shit, it's like okay, it looks decent. Let's go.
Yeah.
BRB, alright, supervillain. Okay, so supervillain says something earlier. Damn it. Oh yeah, the second Star Quest. And Chinese zodiac, like how do you know which zodiac are you when it comes to the elements?
Element?
Because
You look it up.
I look it up on Google. It gets me one thing, and then I see a chart, and it tells me another thing.
I would just go to Wikipedia.
I think the chart was like on but basically anyone I look up on Google says it's wood, and I'm like, oh, so what element am I? Wood. Okay, so what element is Carl? Wood. What element is my mom? Wood. Oh, I guess we're a wood team, I guess.
Wood.
Yeah, except so okay.
Wood.
Monkey Thief says we are iron / metal sheep. That is awesome. I know. I saw that in the chart. Yes, but when I look it up on Google again, like it says wood. It's like, wait, am I?
But the
wood
thing
or...
though, don't trust Google right now. Google's a piece of shit right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 5 years. Like that was pre-pandemic, because I saw that in what was it? When was I looking for? I don't know. When I look up your like your zodiac in order to know what animal you are, kind of thing. Yeah, back then I looked this up. Ignore Google, trust me, only me. Yeah, but zodiac element. Okay, now it says it's metal. Okay. So yeah, because I had that like epiphany, I just never knew like what should I believe. Okay, but a metal sheep, that is so metal. I love it. Like no wonder I like metal music. If I could post gifs, I'd post a gif of Ka saying "Trust me." What? Ka from the Jungle Book?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what I did, but it's looking very cool. Nice. Oh, look at that. It already looks very cool. I don't know what it did, but it looks cool. That's the essence of art. Hell yeah. Lord left? Yeah. Yeah, she had to go.
Yeah.
Aw, yeah. Okay, let's make it a little less. Friggin'. Yeah, a little less light, so it doesn't. So it's not like too terribly like epigmatic. how you call it?
Enigmatic?
No, when you see like a lot of flashing lights and it
Epileptic.
what did I say? Enigmatic?
No, you said something that sounded like enigmatic, which means like mysterious.
Oh, I mean, sure, that works too.
There's like enigmatic. What's that word? Person that gives you an enigmatic patron when you're like given power and supplied by something you don't know.
Damn. Then you spend 2 months suffering trying to replicate it. God damn it, that is true. Thank you for the bunk, Pat. There it is. Another bunk. How you doing,
Another
friend? There's another.
I just love the fact that you know that line, and I'm like, what the fuck is that from? I know it's Yoda, but it's from.
Well, yeah, because of memes. Again, I know a bit too many memes. Like, even though I'm not like familiar too much with.
Well, like I
Like,
said,
it's a
the
trap.
only Star Wars that I was like, yeah, I think you should see this one is the Episode 4, because like Episode 4 with how it's made and how it is to me, I love the fact that in Episode 4, Jedi are just seen as weirdos from the past. They're not even important. They're just like, oh, what is this? Some kooky old religion? And the guys like in the bar that look and see a lightsaber, they're like, what the fuck? It's one of these guys? It was before like Star Wars lore was all about like, and then the Jedi, and then the Force. It was just like, it was just kind of a background thing. It wasn't that important yet.
Yet.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I like it is because every other part of Star Wars is like, no, it must be a continuation of everything before. Whereas Episode 4 is, there's this dude, he is on a desert planet, he doesn't want to be there, he is caught up in fate and in politics to blow up a big round thing. There is a bad guy, and that's about it.
Oh.
Everything else is like, and because of blank. No, this one is he just does it. He just does the thing. Why is Luke a Jedi? He just is, okay?
God damn it.
Everything else became so like backwards facing and like, oh, it has to connect. It all has to make sense. And the original is just like, okay, so there's a space wizard, and I want to make a movie where he flies a spaceship.
Woo.
That's the funny part. Did you know that like the original Star Wars stuff, one of the major things that everyone's kind of realized is that can I be a Jedi? I don't know, Monkey Thief. I don't know if I want you with Force power. But it's not really up to me. But yeah, the original Star Wars was supposed to be like completely different, and it was largely because everything like didn't work properly, led to a whole bunch of really talented people going, George, stop. We can't do that, George. And because of that, it became one of the greatest movies ever, mainly because since everything would break, they had to like improvise everything. Like the character C-3PO was supposed to be like a major part of the story. So imagine like, oh, Master Luke, let me do a somersault. No, the guy could barely move in the suit. So they wrote him as like, they were like, ah, crap, we can't make him like a super cool robot. What happens if he's like a nerd? They had so many things that went wrong. One of my favorite parts is like a whole bunch of the Imperial officers are all these British actors that they got, and the British actors are like, this isn't going to be anything. Who cares? I'll just be like, oh, I'm the officer. Because they at the time they saw parts, and there's so much stuff that got cut. So in many ways, that movie was that movie had so much fluff that we now know about that it literally is like, how was this movie made? Well, a bad movie was cut into a good shape. Oh. Because some amazing people were like, I'm going to make amazing effects. And, like, George does have a talent. He just, if he's not wrangled properly, he'll just go with his own idea. And it literally was just, it was lightning in a bottle. And every single thing ever since then has been like, how do we redesign the bottle? And it's like, no, that's not the point. You do it once and then you're done. But how do we do it again? That's not the point. Stop it. They learned so many of the lessons wrongly, and it's now at this point like that's one of the things that's so upsetting to me is the fact that you can't find the original anymore because it's been so tampered with that you pretty much can only find using like a laserdisc player from the 1980s anything that's like the original. Yes, Pat, you've come back to me doing another lecture. That's what I do.
Hell yeah.
My job is so that, like, Gabe gets to just go
Oh.
to autopilot while I
Thank
give my
you.
TED talk.
Thank you for the save.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please save.
Yeah.
Not sure his life will be saved.
Yeah, I just did.
Good. But yeah, that's my job. Gabe gets to autopilot a bit and draw while I just
Woo!
ramble about things while checking in on chat. I have two settings: rambling and asleep.
Woo!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as soon as this is done, I am either going to be going to sleep or going into a bathtub and then asleep.
Aw, I mean, you can go. I'm gonna be done soon
Honey,
anyway. Okay.
I'm going to help see you to the end of it.
I was thinking of
There.
taking a break too, because my leggies are a little tired.
Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I lived this day twice. Once in a dream where it was like stressful, and then I was like, okay, what's the day going to be like? Exactly the same kind of feeling of mood. I'm like, okay.
Aw.
The good news though is that it's like I have so much fewer stress dreams than I used to. I occasionally have them, but so much fewer.
Oh, that's good. Like,
Yeah. I'm here to make everyone yawn.
yeah, because I'm yawning all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Monkey. I could talk for hours about Star Wars canon, but with a lot of inconsistencies. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that
we
was one
all
of the
have,
major
like,
things that.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I think we
A
all
major.
have the thing. Sorry. I think we all have, like,
Yeah.
something
All of
that
them.
we can talk about for hours and hours and, like.
Well,
Like, it's just
that's
fun.
one of the big parts. The Star Wars is the media franchise that probably now has had the most hash made out of it, the most supplementary content, because at this point, you literally have a creation myth around how the story came to be, an entire building of the first version, the just deletion of a huge amount of material, and now a new canon that's trying to erase and yet use parts of the old canon. It's practically a mythology in itself.
Oof.
Yeah.
But again, like, I saw episode 1 Star Wars, I can't see why like there is so much content about it. Well, other than the like corporate greed. But I watched that movie and I'm like, there is so much to this world that I want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just has a very solid world building. That's the thing. But I guess the thing is, maybe there's such thing as too much.
Mm-hmm. That was like what eventually made this all fall apart was like, so Lucas really did let people just make whatever they wanted, kind of. And he wasn't a person that really stuck to like details, so he was like, just make whatever you want. I just want some of the money. And so people made all these stories of various qualities from really bad to really good. And all this stuff was just everywhere and it was really messy, but it felt organic because so many different viewpoints and there was no core voice. There were core themes, but no core voice. And then Disney came in and tried to figure out how do we tie the spaghetti back together.
Oof.
And the first thing they did was like, okay, we're getting rid of everything, and then we're going to bring back little pieces at a time. The problem with that was that at this point, they're recreating the problem backwards, where they're ending up with just as messy of a twine ball, just like the original was. But at this point now, the reason why the original was so messy was because Lucas had no direction and just let other people create what they wanted, and then everyone would just throw their favorite thing. They'd be like, "This is canon," and all the stuff they didn't like is that everyone would throw out.
Uh,
Now the opposite happened, but made the same problem, which Disney very carefully picks up and goes like, "Now this is canon, and this is canon, and this is canon." But they're not. They're very quick to say what's canon, but they're not very good at like going like, and we'll have a unified person. No, they're like, this guy will do this thing, this guy will do that thing, and everything's canon. But now it's like 1,000 different voices all over again. The difference was Disney wanted to control it so bad that they're like, no, we can only make canon things.
Damn.
So they've made it like they recreated the twine ball, but the difference was with the old twine ball, there was a ton of stuff that was just ignored. Meanwhile, Disney just screams from the top of their lungs, "You cannot ignore this. You must accept it as part of the canon." But they have no clear vision either. So you went from the fandom making a canon to the company trying to make a canon, and neither doing a very good job at doing it consistently, but at least the version before was kind of a natural process. It had its problems for certain, but what it created was something that a lot of people would be like, why do you think this? Oh, it's because I like it. Whereas Disney now is like, no, you will like this. And everyone's like, nah.
Oof.
It's kind of frustrating, but also therapeutic that at this point it has become such a mess that Disney did the impossible, and I'm so glad they did, in that they accidentally bought up all the monoculture by trying to control like all of geek culture, and by just throwing it on the floor by accident, they've managed to kind of free us from monoculture again.
Oof.
They wanted to control all of comics. They wanted to control all of fantasy and sci-fi. And by just taking the biggest things in the room and accidentally breaking it, they've given us the freedom to make new things again.
Yeah.
I don't know, I find this absolutely fascinating because like a lot of people are like, oh, it became bad under Disney. I'm like, nah, it was not the best before. It had a lot of cool stuff, but that was because each of them was an individual like creator taking a shared language and making something cool out of it. Now that they've tried to codify the language, it pretty much made it all the same. And it really shows that you can break something by accident. And I think that's actually a really valuable lesson. This entire endeavor should have, by the old rules of like the pre-internet era, it should have been a gold mine. Because in the era before the internet, you really could restrict like the opinions of people. Because like you'd have only so many radio shows, only so many viewpoints, only so many critics.
Yeah.
And the internet, downside of the internet was a whole bunch of people began to become idiots. Upside though was that a whole bunch more people were actually pretty brilliant. And they made a lot of cool stuff, but because it didn't fit neatly into corporate narratives or ideological narratives, these things had to, by design, start moving away from fanboyism. You can't make a Star Wars novel like you used to. In the past, all you really had to do was be like, hey, Luke, hey, Lucas, I've made a book in the past, and I want to make a book for your thing. And he'll be like, how much money do I get? And you're like, you get 20%. He's like, okay, you can start the war.
You can start
that was
the
the thing
war.
You can start war. That was, I guess that's one of the major things is like, up until the 90s, people really expressed themselves. From like the 1950s to the 1990s, brand loyalty exploded. But it was oftentimes based around like, oh, I really like this thing. And then from the 1990s until the 2010s, it was, I'm a Disney adult. I'm a Paramount parent. It's people that began to make a corporate brand their identity. And as that's begun to like break apart because it just, these companies don't know what they're doing anymore, people have to once again go outside and be like, I like science fiction. Which one? I don't know yet. I'll have to find some.
Yeah. Sheesh.
I want to be hopeful. I want to be hopeful that the breaking up of all of these IPs is going to lead to some new creativity. Or at the very least, some new IPs. Like, what was it? We were earlier speaking about Blizzard and the Goon Squad being like terrible at their thing. But have you heard of Zenless Zone Zero?
No? What's that?
So it's made by the people that made Genshin Impact. And they scientifically created just sexy people in a bottle.
Right.
And watching that fandom is funny because it is a gacha game just like Genshin Impact. The difference though is that they're trying to pretend their persona, and the fandom that's kind of arisen around it. Unlike Genshin Impact, which is like we're trying to make a Diet Coke version of a Zelda game, they were like, we're going to make a Persona game. But Persona games are inherently weird and kind of meandering. So a lot of the people, it was, in some ways, it was actually really bad for their business because they're like, we're going to make a second game, and then people will spend money on two games. And no, a whole bunch of people that are like, I really like this character's thighs. They just left Genshin. So what it created, oddly enough, is like it created a subgroup. But the problem for the company was people didn't spend twice as much money. They now were just making 2 games, so they were spending twice as much money, and people were spending just as much. But it actually made a different dynamic, so it attracted a whole new group of people. But that group of people are absolute gremlins. And watching this has just been fascinating because they are making a new IP. They're making a new thing. There's actually a lot of new creativity in this. Genshin Impact was kind of like Anime Girls, the collector's game.
Yeah.
Zenless Zone Zero, they're actually kind of trying to make more different things. And I will give them the credit that it's definitely not bland. It's not my thing, but they've definitely made a whole bunch of interesting, very different characters. I don't like the fact that so much of it actually kind of seems to clash with each other, but they definitely swung harder than a lot of other companies are because they weren't afraid of having a messy canon. They weren't afraid of the idea that, like how Disney is trying to manicure all of its stuff into a perfect shape where they're like, we'll make a movie and then they'll make the sequel and then we'll make the spin-off and then we make an adaptation of the original movie. This feels like a part of the game team was like, yo, I have this game I like.
Ooh.
What happens if we just try to make that? It's experimental. I'll give them that. I think that's why I find it fascinating, because I don't understand what the hell is going on with it. There's like, you're a agent and you're going into the cyber realm, but the cyber realm is real and it's like the world is also magical, but also cyberspace. I don't know what the hell's happening.
Also, I'm
But
glitching.
what?
If you can, like, you see me?
Yeah, I think you may be overheating.
Oof. I am, Oh, wait, it's finished. I was rendering the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just need to add some post, but I'll do that later. Like, the computer seems to be screaming.
Yeah, it may be a good time to raid into somebody and let the poor thing rest.
Yeah. Let's see.
Anyway, what I was going to say is go out, make your OCs, make your cool things, be inspired by other stuff, and own up that you're inspired by other stuff. Don't hide that you like other things and you're going to make something based on an idea. Just don't make the same thing over and over. And you'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Pepper is playing some Undertale Space Edition.
Ooh.
Let's
go
say
visit the
hello.
Pepper. Pepper now has a new kind of name, if you've noticed. They've changed it from
Chester.
their old name to Pepper Chesser, like the Chester cat.
Isn't it spelled
If you remember, the
different?
Chester cat is the cat from Alice in Wonderland that has the big grin.
Isn't it Cheshire? Cheshire?
I don't Cheshire. I don't know how to
know.
pronounce it. I've always said Chester, but I think Chester is probably more accurate.
Okay. Well, they are a cat.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's say hello to the Cheshire Pepper. They're playing some Undertale, and they're super cool. They got a super cool model. I am in love with like how colorful it is.
Yeah. Ask them about two wolves.
About what?
And watch them explode. Ask them about two wolves. There are two. Oh, there's your raid monkey. There are two monkeys inside of you.
All right. There are two monkeys inside of y'all. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just ask. Which one do you feed? There are 2 monkeys inside of you.
Oh,
and
no.
just watch Pepper be like, what the?
Alright, good. Let's go say hello then. See you guys later. I'm gonna stream tomorrow like usual, so yeah, see you guys around.
Oh! Oh!
Woo! There we go. Woo!